Oklahoma City is smaller than a lot of cities around the country. However, there are still a lot of different options of places to live, including suburbs. And I'm not sure if you've seen a great breakdown of these areas. So today I'm going to give you one. This is going to be a long video today. I did treat myself to a Starbucks on my way here because I'm filming this for you on a Saturday right before I go on vacation. So if this content is helpful for you, will you go ahead and give it a thumbs up? That way more people will see this video. I do have chapters on this video, so you can skip to different parts if you're only interested in certain sections of Oklahoma City and the suburbs. So please look for that. I'm Marcie Billen, and I'm a real estate agent here in Norman, Oklahoma. I live in Norman, Oklahoma, which is in the Oklahoma City Metro. I know it pretty well. I've lived here for quite a while at this point. Each week, I bring free content just for you so you can learn all about what it's like to live here in Oklahoma City. And if you need to buy a home or sell a home here in the Metro, would you give me a call? I would be thrilled to help you. All right, so now I have a map up on the screen. Let's get an overview of Oklahoma City. So this is the location of Oklahoma City. It is directly like right in the middle of the heart of Oklahoma. And I'm just zooming out for you guys. You can see where Oklahoma is. It's like a hat upon Texas. And then we have Oklahoma. So here's the thing. This is like a stat that we love to talk about because it just like puts everything in perspective for people who are looking at Oklahoma. There are 4 million people that live in Oklahoma, 4 million. There are 8 million people that live in the Dallas Metroplex, Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. So this is Dallas-Fort Worth right here. So 8 million people. This is Oklahoma, 4 million people. So yeah, we don't have the biggest population ever. Also, 4 million is the population of Los Angeles. So you can kind of get an idea of like how like not densely populated we are. All right, Oklahoma is in a great spot. So directly in the middle of Oklahoma City is in a great spot, directly in the middle of Oklahoma. So as we zoom in, you can see kind of where the metro is for Oklahoma City. So in order to show you this, what I'm going to do is show you the borders of Oklahoma City. So here we can see sort of this dotted line are the borders of Oklahoma City. So whenever I'm talking about the metro, we're going sort of, you can see like these lines around, there's sort of a circle. In some areas, I'll go further than others just because that's where I work. And I notice that people are living there and actually driving into Oklahoma City for like various things like working. So that's what I'll do on that end. So this is the entirety of Oklahoma City. You can see it's got some like holes in it, because it's got Mustang down here, right? So this is another town that's completely surrounded by Oklahoma City. And then we have Bethany, same thing. Nichols Hills and the Village, same thing, completely surrounded. Forest Park, completely surrounded. And I think that's the only ones. Oh, Valley Brook. Yeah, completely surrounded. So that's what Oklahoma City looks like. It is actually the 4th largest city in terms of land mass in the United States. It's huge. And a lot of these areas are actually still in the country. Like it says city, but that doesn't mean that it's in the city. Okay. So where is Oklahoma City growing? Well, kind of all over the place. There's a lot of growth in Oklahoma City. So different areas that I look at, because like all you see right now are just these names on a map. But like in my head, I know what these look like. I drive them all the time. So let me give you a little breakdown of where things are growing. So let me try to zoom in a little bit. All right. So out here in Choctaw, this is going to be the first area that I'll cover here in just a few minutes or seconds, hopefully. Choctaw is an area that's growing a lot. So you see how like you can't really see like little roads in here. It just means that there's not a ton of development yet. It's growing rather quickly. So this area is growing quite a bit. This is, I'm going to get to the interstates here in just a second. Just kidding. Arcadia is growing quite a bit. So like anywhere where it has this like green space off to the side, Arcadia is growing a lot. Luther's growing a lot. Jones is growing a lot. This area of Oklahoma City is like hopping, right? Norman, of course, is growing a lot. It's growing out mostly in this direction and south where it can. Yukon just like boomed, especially during COVID. Mustang, the same thing. And then Piedmont up here. So like anywhere where there's just like not already development, we can see development starting to happen. Okay. Roads. Let's talk about these interstates here for a second. We do call them interstates here and not freeways. People from California tend to call them freeways, and yeah, they're interstates. So the different ones that we have. All right. And of course, they're not going to, let's see. All right, as far as interstates, I switched over to Apple Maps. It was a little bit easier here because the numbers just like weren't popping up on Google Maps, but I was probably hitting something incorrectly. So this is a lot easier to see the different interstates here in Oklahoma, and also where turnpikes are. Interstates, I-35. Okay, so I-35 is going to be going right here. So let me pull this up. It's not, there it is. So you can see 235 right here on a map. 235 is like a bypass. So it goes actually through Oklahoma City. And I-35 is this right here. It's labeled 77 and 62. And it goes up like this. And then all the way up to Wichita also. So that's I-35. And I-35 bisects the entire country, of course, from Mexico to Canada. So you can kind of see that there. That's how we get down to Texas. And then, of course, up here to Wichita. So that's I-35. And then we have 40. So 40 is right here. You can see it going right through kind of South Oklahoma City, but it goes along with the river. So that's where 40 is. And it has a bypass also, and that's going to be 240 right here. So we use 240 a lot because we live down south. So it's an easy way to get to Choctaw, Midwest City, is to get on I-240. So anything that has a 2 in front of it is a bypass or like an extra road on the 30. Yeah. Okay. You guys know that. You know. Okay, cool. And then there's also 44. So 44 is right here, and it's going to go all the way up to Tulsa, and all the way out to, let's see, it goes right through here. 44. Okay. And different sections. So this they call 344, I guess, but it's actually, we call it the Kilpatrick. It is a turnpike. So basically we have I-40, I-44, and I-35. So these are how the different interstates run. And it's, you get to choose where you want to live in terms of where these are. So the different turnpikes, and you can see them, they're indicated with this green thing. So this is a turnpike, meaning it's a toll road. So you have to pay to drive on it. And then we have a few others. This one right here is a toll road. It's the Turner. This one right here is the Kickapoo. It's the newest one. Kickapoo is a Native American tribe. That's where that comes from, indigenous. And then we have this one all the way down here. This is the H.E. Bailey. There's a lot more in Oklahoma, but these are the ones inside the city. Okay. So here's a semi-clean map of Oklahoma City and the suburbs. And so I want to talk about all the different areas that we're going to cover. So I'm going to cover kind of this area between 40 and 44. And this is going to be like a Midwest City, Choctaw, Nakoma Park, Jones, etc. So there's a lot of new builds out here and like actual little cities as well. And then next I will cover, I'm going to go south next. So it's going to be south of 40 all the way over here to 44. That's what I'll cover after that. So it's going to include more Norman, Goldsby, etc. And then I will cover between 44 and the Northwest Expressway. So that's going to be Tuttle, Mustang, Yukon, Bethany. And there's always going to be Oklahoma City addresses mixed up in here, guys. Like those never go away. Never, never. Okay. Because Oklahoma City is huge. And then I'll do north last. So from the Northwest Expressway all the way over to 44. What we're going to be looking at here is different areas, what the homes are like, how many acres you can get, like what the prices are, all those different things. And then of course, like where people work and where they shop and all that stuff. Okay, here we go. So here's the east side first, and I want to this is a traffic map. So you can see there's no traffic. It's Saturday afternoon. There is no traffic. Okay, so the first area that I'm gonna cover with you is that eastern area, so I'm gonna draw a map or a little, this for you on the map, and to show you what I'm talking about, and kinda some of it's a bit funky. Okay, so this is the first area I wanna cover with you, so this has cities in it like Midwest City, which is gonna be right here. Okay, I just went ahead and changed it to go down to 240 because in my head I was like, wait a second, I want to get Tinker in there. So that's why I did that. So this is Midwest City, Dell City, a little bit of Forest Park, Spencer Jones, Choctaw, which is a place I work a lot, Harrah, McLoud, Dale, and that's kind of this area right here. And you're like, man, that's a huge area. It kind of is a huge area, but the cities really aren't very big. So that's why we're looking at such a big area. So you may be asking, where do people work? Why do they live in this area? Okay, so the major reason is going to be Tinker Air Force Base, and you can see it down here on this map. It is right here, maybe like a little bit. Whoa. It may be like a little bit dark, but it is right here, right between 240 and 40 and in Midwest City. Okay. And then we have a ton of people that live in Midwest City. I won't give you the exact populations of these. Dell City is kind of a small town, right? It's like you can get to Oklahoma City, like to downtown, really easily from both Midwest City and Dell City. And those school districts are going to be like Mid-Dell school districts. And for school districts, go ahead and look up different school ratings on especially like greatschools.org. There's some other ones out there as well, but that's where you're going to find that information. Okay, we also have Choctaw. Like I said, a lot of new builds in Choctaw, their average price point has been going up and up because of the amount of new builds. And a lot of them are going to be on an acre or more. So we'll look at some of those. And then we have Harrah out here. Harrah has just been like booming. Harrah was a tiny town and they have a lot of new builds out there right now as well. So it's a really easy drive into Oklahoma City because of the little highway that you're seeing right here. And then there's McLoud out here. There is a big casino in McLoud. And then Dale is kind of right next to it. It's sort of included. And then there's Newalla. And this is only like a little bit of Newalla. I suggest this city, it's not a city, it's an unincorporated city. I suggest this area to people a lot because there was a lot of land. And so they built a lot of really cool houses out there. And I think it's awesome. So like I said, people work at Tinker Air Force Base. They also work at Boeing, which is really near Tinker. And then pretty much anywhere inside the city, like there's so many places to work right there. So let's have a look at this area in terms of like what the houses may be like. Okay, let's go. Okay, so I drew a map, the very same pretty much map that I had, that I had right here for you. This map on my matrix, which is my MLS, so we can see what kind of houses we're looking at. So what I did here is I went ahead and put the price in at 100,000 to 300,000. And in this area, there are 264 homes available. So then I can, go in here and see all these homes, but really what I want to look at first are the stats for this. Okay, so for these houses, we have an average of 3 bedrooms, an average of 2 bathrooms. So almost all of them, well, not all of them, a lot of them are going to have 3 beds and 2 baths. And then they're going to be around 1,430 square feet, a little bigger and a little smaller. And the average year built is going to be around that 1970, 1977 year. And then those prices are going to be between like usually 150 and 250. And then there are the ones up to 300 as well. It's very like spread out because we just don't have like a ton of houses. So let's look at some of these. Okay, so here's this cute little house out in Harrah. It's on a city lot, but it's going to feel super country. So we can see here, it's just a tiny little house. I think it needs a little bit of work. And it has like this little, oh my gosh, my words are leaving me. Carport. one car garage. And then you can see where they've redone the bathroom a little bit in here. It's a little bit small, but it's only $150,000 and you're still able to drive into Oklahoma City. So that's what this house looks like. It is so cute. So you can see where it is. Let me pull up the map for you. Oh, that's probably not going to show. Nope. So this is out in Harrah. So I'll show you. Maybe it's really hard to see. I don't want to do that. I don't think. Yeah, let's leave him guessing. Okay. Results. So yeah, so this one's going to be out in Harrah. It is actually still in Oklahoma County, which is rather surprising to me because it's pretty far out there. And it is 816 square feet, a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom, built in 1958. Okay, moving on. Okay, here's a cute little neighborhood. I tend to go out here a lot. I really think it's a nice spot. Like they usually have really cute houses. So this is a 3-bed, 1.5 bath. A half bath just means it has a toilet and a sink. There's, no shower and no tub. It is 1621 square feet and it was built in 1965 and as a 2-car garage, all for $180,000. It may need just a little bit of work, but you can see kind of the houses around it. It's still on a city lot. And here is the inside. They're moving out, as you can see. And there's the little kitchen. It's been redone a little bit. So it looks like it still has Formica countertops and, the cabinets are a little bit older, but still very cute. Just keep scrolling for you here. Oh, that's a very big den, which is probably might be an add-on at the back of the house. And then, yeah, it's a little bathroom. That's the full bath. So that's what you can get for $180,000 in Midwest City. Okay, so here's a house on 3 acres. It has an Oklahoma City address. It is 2 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms, and it's 1,248 square feet, and it was built in 1938. And it is basically in Del City, but it's awesome. It's on 3 acres, so it's very much so in the city, but still in the country, if that makes any sense. So here's a little house. It looks like a little storybook farmhouse. So you can see kind of how that 3 acres is laid out a little bit. Garden. There's a little garage. Oh my gosh, it's adorable. Here's the interior. So it's got some carpet in it, but still very livable. Oh, that kitchen is really cute as well. Open to the dining room. So this is what you can get for, that 290,000 price range. And this is kind of a unicorn. This isn't normal. So please know that. So now I'm looking in the same area, but between 300,000 and 500,000 and on a minimum of half an acre all the way up to 2 or 3 acres. So I just wanted to show you what you can get in a couple of houses in this price point. So this is out in the Oaks. So this house is 361,000. It's a 3-bed, 2.5 bath, and it's a little over 2,000 square feet, and it was built in 2005. So here's what it looks like. It's pretty cute, virtually staged. So it's got kind of this, wood-like tile or wood-like laminate flooring. There's the primary bedroom. There's the kitchen. So not fully updated, but it's really nice and clean. There's the backyard. I don't know why they have that random picture of the backyard. We want to see more of the backyard. There's the half bath. There's a primary bath. And it has a pretty big shop built, a decent size shed/shop, and then the 3-car garage, which I know is important to some of you. So here's another house that the pictures aren't super great, but this one is on Morning Song Drive, which is actually still Oklahoma City, and it's right along 240, so it's super easy to get into Oklahoma City, but you still have a little over an acre to live on. So this one is actually 6 bedrooms, and it has 3 bathrooms. It's 3,020 square feet, was built in 2017, and it is $486,500 right now. So here's the house. And I've sold in this neighborhood. It's got, this almost a fully open kitchen, white cabinets. It's pretty cute. the living, and it's gonna have these 6 bedrooms. So it's a lot. It's a lot of space. It's awesome. There's the shower. I want to get to the yard though. There it is. Okay, here's the back porch. So really nice back porch sitting area. And they didn't really show too much of the backyard, but remember, it is an acre. And a lot of these are the front yard is the acreage, but there is a lot of room. So you're not right next to your neighbor. So now I've changed the price point to 500,000 up to 800,000. This still really, it's in our luxury, like at the top of that, but luxury market, but really it's not quite into luxury yet. It's right around that 750,000 to $800,000 would be luxury. So we're going to have quite a few, especially new builds at the 500 to $800,000 mark. So this one's out in Les Chateaux. It's a cool neighborhood, really close to Tinker Air Force Base. And this one's a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom with 2 half baths. And it's 3,149 square feet. And it is 589,500. And it's on, of course, an acre. Like I said, it's out in Choctaw. So here's the front of the house. Lots of brick on these houses. They're almost all going to be like fully bricked. They're going to have rock on them. And then it has a 4-car garage, it looks like. And you can kind of see the neighbor, but they're pretty far off because it's on an acre. So a lot of people like this nice, massive front yard where you're not too close to the street. There's the interior of this house. Really like the woodwork. Oh, the kitchen's beautiful. That looks so nice. I really like the tile in there. And I want to get to the backyard. There's the primary. So it has a tray ceiling and this really nice floor and then access to the backyard. I'm really trying to get to the backyard, you guys. There we go. Here's the backyard. I know that's what you were waiting for. It's beautiful. Like there's some trees in the back and then this nice open green space. So the perfect little oasis. Okay, let's take a look at this one. This is in Stonegate. So this area is going to have different sizes of houses. Like this is going to be one of the bigger ones. So this is 749,500. It's a 4-bed, 3-bathroom with 2 half baths, and then 4,279 square feet, and it was built in 2010. And this home, of course, isn't an HOA. And okay, let's take a look at these photos. It has a beautiful pool. And then it has this upstairs as well, of course, the little hot tub off on the pool, and very like country chic on the inside. There's the kitchen, some beadboard. It's a 2010 build, so it's not going to be like what we love here today, but it's still gorgeous. The office, I really love the study. It's always my favorite room in the house. I'm going to get to the backyard here for you. Okay, so there's the overview of the pool, which is really nice. And then you can see kind of how the land is around it. So there's going to be some trees. They have this wrought iron fence around the pool, etc. And then that's what the land looks like in general. So cool house. All right, so the next area we have up here is going to be this kind of southern area, and this is going to include Norman. A lot of this is going to be in McClellan County and some in McLean County as well, and then just a little bit in Oklahoma County. So let's take a look. So before we were up here on the east side, and now I've drawn this crazy polygon all around these areas here in the south. So this is all sort of situated around I-35. So that's this road right here. We also have Highway 9. Let me zoom in for you. We also have Highway 9. It goes in the south of Norman, takes you out to Blanchard and up to Newcastle, and out to Lake Thunderbird, all those different places. We've also got Noble down here. So Noble is a small town south of Norman. Norman's a really big town. So we are a city of 128,000 people. And of course, the home of the University of Oklahoma. Then we've got Goldsby, tiny little town, doesn't have a school. Half the kids are going to go to Norman. Half of them are going to go to Washington. Washington is this little town down here, which one of my best videos that many of you have probably seen is called, it's about Dow's Hills, which is a neighborhood in Washington. And they're new homes out on an acre. And they're really beautiful. We may see some of those here in a second. And then we have Blanchard, which is a small town out in McLean and Grady County. And then Newcastle, which is a small town out in McLean and Grady County. Then, of course, we have Moore. A lot of people tell me they don't want to live in Moore because of tornadoes. Actually, Oklahoma City has a plethora of tornadoes, more than Moore does. And one of the reasons is because Moore is really tiny in terms of land mass because Oklahoma City surrounds it, and so does Norman. We also have two lakes out here in the south. So Lake Stanley Draper is going to be this one right here. And then we also have Lake Thunderbird, which is a state park. Lake Thunderbird is completely in Norman. I don't go out there very much. It's kind of far. I know it doesn't look far. It's far to me. And some of the trails have a lot of ticks, so I'm like not a big fan of that. I actually will go to Stanley Draper more. It has kind of a better walking path around it, but I'm not really a boating person. So if you are, we do have those lakes within the metro. As far as where people work in these areas, in Norman, the biggest employer is going to be the University of Oklahoma. And there's a lot of hospital systems, of course, school systems, and then a lot of people drive even down from Noble all the way up to Oklahoma City to work every single day. And a lot of people are still, especially on this east side of I-35, they're still going to work at Tinker Air Force Base. It's the largest single site employer in Oklahoma. The Department of Defense is the largest employer in Oklahoma. So that's kind of where that comes from. We are an aerospace state. I have to tell people this a lot, but there's a lot of airplanes, not necessarily a lot of noise in a lot of places, but aerospace is a focus. I drew this same map on my MLS so that we could see the different houses that are available in this area. So the first set of houses are going to be between $100,000 and $300,000. So let's see how many we've got. So we're actually going to have 454 homes between $100,000 and $300,000. Like I said, this area is pretty heavily populated. It's not like heavily populated in terms of like, it's like LA or Dallas or whatever. Okay. So here's our data for 454 homes. The average size of house is the 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,500 square feet. The average year built is around 1995 or 2000. And that price point is going to be around that $230,000 to $250,000 range. $280,000 is the average price point in Norman. It's going to be a little bit lower in Moore, and it goes all over the place once you get into areas that don't have a lot of home sales in general. So let me show you a few houses that I think might be interesting to you. So I kind of figured you guys might like this one. So this one's out in Blanchard. It's in Newcastle Hills though. So in Blanchard, Newcastle Hills. This is a 1-acre property, 150,000. It's a unicorn. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,242 square feet. This is a manufactured home. I have looked at this one before. I'm not sure that I've been inside of it, but we do have a lot of manufactured homes in some of these areas, and it's all about, what you're comfortable with. Okay, let's take a look. So here's this little house. It looks like, I really like the front porch. It's really interesting. So they've kind of built onto it on the front. That's why it looks a little bit funky. They've added this little area for a shed, carpet in the living room, and then all the way through to the kitchen, like a decent sized kitchen for a 1,200 square foot house. And then you can see that it has this laminate in it. There's a close up of the kitchen. That's what I wanted to see. Here's one of the bathrooms. Little closet. Another bathroom. And then this is kind of what, this looks like it backs up to a neighborhood. So it has a nice fence behind it. Of course, it's on propane. There's not usually public gas out in these areas. And there's a storm shelter. Okay, here's a little house in Norman. So this one, I've driven by it a lot. I live very close to this. So it's $220,000. So this is a very different price than the one we just looked at. 1,020 square feet. It's a 2-bed, 2-bath. And it is in Norman. You can get to downtown Norman 10 minutes flat. Okay. So this one was built in 2010. And it is an ideal home. So that's just the builder. So it's got this little 1-car garage on it. This is what the inside is typically going to look like. I think those are Corian. My nose itches today. I think those are Corian countertops. There's the little living room. It is a small kitchen, of course. There's the little dining room. I think I've sold this plan before. And I'm trying to get to the backyard for you. There's the primary bedroom, and that is probably the primary bathroom. There's the little laundry room. Okay, here's the backyard. So it doesn't have a covered back patio, and the lot is going to be just a normal city lot. But I really like this plan because of the front porch. All right, so this next one is going to be down in Noble. This is a brand new house for $300,000. It is 1,589 square feet and a 3-bed, 2-bath. So there's a lot of new homes out in Noble because there's a lot of land available. So this one kind of has the siding on the front, which is pretty common, and then it's not completely built yet. So there's quite a few like this available in Azalea Farms. And you can see from the kitchen here that I kind of like did this two-tone cabinet, and it's very open to the rest of the living room. Okay, this next price range I did is from $300,000 to $500,000 in the same area that we've been looking at. So that's this area south. So the first house I wanted to show you, this is at $310,000. It's in Norman. It's 1,746 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. And it's in Hall Park. So Hall Park is this area of Northeast Norman that used to be its own town. I really like it because there are a ton of trees and really great walking trails. So this is this little house. I really like what they've done with it. I think it's a corner lot. So it has this like cool cedar siding on it. And then here's the interior. I thought this was so cute. I really love this house. So they've done sort of an interesting cabinet job, taken out some of them, put in new butcher block countertops, and it's a little bit open, beautiful plants. These mirrors, that's still like an 80s style thing. And then it has this beautiful fireplace. And the lots in Hall Park, I have this set at a minimum of a 1/4 acre, so they are a little bit bigger. And this one has a really beautiful backyard. Okay, so here's the backyard. They did a nice covered back porch, and you can see all the trees. And then there's actually another deck, and then all the trees in like a different area for your dog to run around and play, etc. This is another really interesting little neighborhood. This is actually in Oklahoma City, but it's actually in Moore. It's in way south Oklahoma City, almost Norman, and then it's in Moore School District. So this one is more than a 1/4 acre, 3 bedroom, 2.5 bathroom, and 2,220 square feet, all for $418,900. There's a lot more brick on this house. So this is a newer house, and I love the floors in here because they're very natural, and I think that that's a really great look for a house. And then a very open style kitchen. That's gorgeous. Love that. So in the garage, they have an actual stand-up storm shelter. So these are like bolted down. Promise they're safe. And then here's their backyard. So just a little covered patio and then a pretty spacious backyard area. I love this neighborhood. This is in Foxmoor. I have a client who lives out there. I think it's gorgeous. There's a lot of hills. And this is in Oklahoma City. It's very close to Tinker Air Force Base. This house is $484,900, and it is a brand new build, 2,400 square feet, built in 2023. So it's so pretty. I love this house. So there's a fireplace. And then I love all the tones in the front, the facade of the house. So what the inside looks like, black and white kitchen. And then I'll show, this is tile floor, it's not wood. And here's what the backyard looks like. So both garages are pull through. So for these garages, they don't, they're on the back side of the house. So you pull through the portico and then turn around and go into the garage. Some people don't like that. I think it makes the front of the house look really nice, but that's totally up to you. Okay, now we're in the $500,000 to $800,000 range. So I just wanted to show you what this might look like. There's this little neighborhood down south, and I'm going to do a video on this neighborhood. One of the weird things about it is that there is a random grave site in the neighborhood. So I might do that for Halloween. We'll see. So this house is down in Land Run. It's on Tombstone Trail, which means that it's really close to the grave site and a tomb. And this is $519,900. It is a little less than 3,000 square feet, built in 2018, 4 bedroom, 3.5 bathroom. And it is on half an acre. And you can have shops, of course, in this neighborhood. And in almost all of them you can. So here's what this house looks like. Very cute, 2-story, has tile floors. I love this plan. I've been in it quite a bit. It's got a very open kitchen and cabinets all the way to the ceiling. So there's the primary bathroom suite. And I just want to show you the backyard. So here is the backyard. So you can see how sprawling it is. It's half an acre, but they made these more rectangular, like kind of on their side. So you get this like nice, big, expansive backyard. So it's really cool. This house is very different than what we typically see in Oklahoma, but I thought it was beautiful. So this is out in Newcastle. So it's going to be just west of I-35, and it's on 1.5 acres. This house is 636,900, 4-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom, 3,176 square feet, and it was built in 2010. It is a sort of log house, which isn't very common here in Oklahoma. So let's take a quick look. Lots of wood in here. I think it looks pretty gorgeous myself. Don't know what you think. And then there's the primary suite. I definitely want to see what here's the, I guess they made this into a butler's pantry. So that way you can hide your mess from everybody. And there's the front of the house. I didn't take a super great picture of it. I'm not sure why, but you can see the siding here, but there's also log down at the bottom. So I think that's really interesting. Okay, this last one for the south of Norman, or the south of Oklahoma City, is on an almost half an acre. It's 0.355, but it's on a golf cart, a golf cart, a golf course. So it's in Belmar, which is way northeast Norman. And some of these houses are pretty cool. This one is a brand new build, 2024, 800,000, 4-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom, and it is 2-story. So you can see how it has some rock, just a little bit of brick, and then some siding. I really like the modern look of this house. It's a 3-car garage. And of course, it has an HOA because it's on a golf course. And I think you have to golf or whatever to be living there. I really like the natural tones with the gray. And then the kitchen looks like this. So very open to the rest of the room. And then I definitely want to see the backyard. So they've done this. It's like, I love how they still made it a little bit warm with the wood tones, but they have a lot of gray and black. It's really nice. And here's the backyard. So it's pretty spacious because it is way more than 1/4 acre. I know that's really important to some of you. So we just finished with this area of the Oklahoma City Metro. So now I want to move west and show you this area. So let me draw that map for you. So the map I'm drawing for you now is going to be western Oklahoma City. So it's going to be kind of big. I could split it up a little bit smaller. I opted not to because usually when I have people looking in specific areas like this, like they're looking all over these areas. This is just what I've noticed. And you notice I'm not going really into this part of Oklahoma City. Like this is the actual city. I do, of course, work in Oklahoma City, but most of you who call me to help you buy a home don't want to live there. So that's why I'm focusing on these suburbs. So this is like a fun, weird polygon that's going to include a big part of Newcastle. Also this little town called Bridge Creek, which a lot of it's part of Newcastle and a lot of it's part of Blanchard. They don't usually have their own addresses, but they have their own school. So it's really interesting. And then we have Tuttle out here, which is booming, growing, and they have some beautiful new homes. And then we have Mustang, which is an older community, but has been growing a lot. But one of the problems is they can't grow too much because Oklahoma City completely surrounds Mustang. And then we're also going to have Yukon and parts of Piedmont and, of course, Oklahoma City in this area. So what's going on in this area? Where do people work? What do people do? So the FAA, which of course is for like air traffic control, is up here. So is the airport, of course. So that is where a lot of people work. Let me show you. Actually, it's included in the map. So Will Rogers Airport, Will Rogers World Airport. I think they named it something else. but it's Will Rogers. If you don't know who that is, I'm from his hometown, so like I know all the things about Will Rogers. But the airport is really easily accessible for everyone. That's one thing that we really, really like about living here in Oklahoma City is it's so easy to get to. Like, it's amazing. And you can drive, of course, to Dallas too if you really need to catch flights. It can be cheaper monetarily wise. I just don't like making the 3-hour drive. That's why I don't do it very much. So a lot of people are going to work at the airport. A lot of people also work at Hobby Lobby, which is up here. That's the headquarters, not like one store, the headquarters of Hobby Lobby. There are other places as well, hospitals, school systems, etc. But those are some of the big places. So in terms of lakes, there's not too many out in this specific area. We do have Lake Overholser right here. And then this is Lake Hefner over here. So they are inside the city, but very close kind of to parts of this western side. There's a few trails at Overholser that I haven't tried yet. And so those are actually on my list to try very soon. I like hiking. It's one of my hobbies. All right, let's look at some of the homes that might be available in some of these areas. Okay, you can see here that I drew the same map in my MLS, and now I'm going to change this. So we're going to go down to 100,000 to 300,000. And we're going to take this down to this, and we see from 100,000 to 300,000, we have 292 homes available. And I'm going to, I just want to show you like what's available in this $292 rate or 292 house range here. This is from 100,000 to 300,000 in this western sort of area. So on average, the houses have 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, and they are around 1,500 to 1,600 square feet. Kind of, do you see the pattern? I see it. Okay. And then the homes are a little bit newer because there weren't very many available to begin with. So there was a lot of building that happened. So the average year built is going to be around 2010 all the way up to 2018 abouts. And that price is going to be around that 250, 240 up to 260. So that's what we're looking at for these areas. There are a lot of new houses available in these areas. And you can get quite a deal in some of these. So this is an interesting one. So this one's out in Yukon, and it is a little 1959 build. I like the older houses. There are a lot of new houses out here, but I thought this one was really fun. So this is on a pretty big city lot because of the age, because back then the lots were bigger. This is 220,000. It is a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bathroom, and it is 1,200 square feet. So let's take a look. So it's a little siding house that has a little 1-car garage. And it's got these really cute tile floors. They really did a nice like mid-century style. It's my favorite. And then we're going to see the kitchen. Let me see the kitchen. Oh, there's the dining. Everything's kind of separated, of course, because of the age of the house. These are not going to be open floor plans. So there is the kitchen. So they put granite countertops in, and it looks like they probably replaced the fronts of the cabinets. So that's really nice as well. And then it's going to have 3 tiny little bedrooms. That's what this house is going to look like. But I want to see the backyard. There we go. So see how big the backyard is compared to some of the newer builds. So that's one thing I really like about these older houses. So this house is actually a 2013 build. It's $250,000. It's on a little city lot, so 0.18 acre. We talk about things in acres. I've noticed that a lot of people from the East Coast and the West Coast talk about lot sizes in square feet. And we don't really do that here. So when you say it, if you're from the East Coast or the West Coast, like I know what you're talking about because I can do the math. But we do talk about things in terms of acreage, even if it's really small. So this is a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, and it's 1,682 square feet, built in 2013. So it's 11 years old. And here's what this little house looks like. So laminate flooring, almost fully open kitchen. And I think I can name who built this house. And there's the primary bedroom and the primary bathroom. I want to see the backyard. There we go. So there's the backyard. It honestly looks pretty good. They do have an above ground pool. I always tell people, like, if you don't want that, that's really easy to get rid of. So don't worry about it too much. But it has a really nice fence around it and no trees. So you could plant a tree if you wanted to, but the backyard doesn't seem too terribly small. And then they actually put in a plan of the house. So that's cool. Okay, so this is in Skyline Trails. I have a friend who lives out here, and this home is going to be almost brand new. It's a 2022 build. So someone just lived in it for like almost 2 years. And it's a 3-bed, 2-bath, and it is 1,700 square feet for $299,500. It's a pretty good deal, you guys. So here's what the house looks like. This is an ideal home. So I actually live in an ideal home, and I talk a lot about those. So here's what the inside looks like. I love this color palette. I think I know the name of this floor plan. This is Holloway, I think. So you can see like the kitchen's almost open to the rest of the house, but not quite. There's what the bathroom, that's the hall bathroom, and the primary and what that looks like. So it's a cute little house that is going to be on a smaller lot. There we go. So that's what the backyard looks like. So a lot of these newer homes, like they just kind of, no, there's nothing out there. Okay. So you have to add a little bit. So this one is out in Yukon. Okay. So I switched it to 300,000 to 500,000 and I put that, the acres, like the minimum is going to be half an acre all the way up to 2 acres. Cause I know that's what you like. All right, let's take a look. All right, this house is actually out in Blanchard. It's a 2003 build. It's 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It has a 3-car garage. It's so exciting. And it is 347,000 and it's almost an acre. Okay, so here's what this little house looks like. I think they used, like, I don't know whose grass is that green, but mine is not. I don't think that's real. I think I've been in this house also. So it's got real wood floors. I can tell those are pretty real. Like they might be engineered, but I doubt it. There's the kitchen. So they kind of did this brick along the top, which is really cool. And then the granite countertops. There's the dining. And then I really like how they redid this bathroom. I think it's beautiful. And I want to get to the backyard. There it is. Oh yeah, I've been in this house. I think so. So they have quite a few trees in the backyard and then like a tiny little pergola. And then I thought they had a little outbuilding. So the black chain link fence thing is pretty common. And I hear from a lot of people that they've never seen that before, but I think it's nice to look at, like much nicer than the silver. And it gives you a chance to kind of see, what's around you instead of just being inside of a fence. All right, this house is actually in Mustang and it's 450,000. It's on half an acre and it was built in 1979, so just a little bit older. And it's 3,000 square feet, 4-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom, and has a 4-car garage. And let's take a look. So that's floor plan. You can't see it very well. And there's 2 of the car, like it's a shop building essentially, but it's a 2-car garage. And here's how they have it done up inside. They have it kind of set up as a gym / recording studio. Awesome. And then here's what that half acre looks like. So this is one of those neighborhoods that like doesn't have an HOA and all of the houses have different builders. So they're all going to look really different. So it's more, I call it like a country neighborhood. And here is the inside of this house. Really like those rounded edges. I haven't seen that very much. And it is, of course, 2-story. Here's the kitchen. It does have a drop living room. We don't have too many houses like this, but there are some. So the dining room and the kitchen kind of flow right there together. And it's been redone pretty well in here. I can definitely tell. All right, let me get to the backyard here. A little darker on the paint. Oh, wow. It's a really big shower. That's nice. Okay. I know I'm flipping fast. Sorry about that. This is how we do. Okay. So we can see here where the property lines are. It looks like they have a trampoline in the back. And here, there's the backyard. So I think it needs just a tiny bit of work. There may have been like an above ground pool at some point, I can tell. And you may want to put in like a pergola or something, but it's a pretty cool little house. And the windows are new, so that's nice. This is a cool neighborhood. I haven't been able to show many houses out here, but I think it's awesome. So this is in Newcastle. Newcastle kind of has like two different areas of town, I would say, like the older part and the newer part. The newer part is where the Walmart is. So Blanchard, Newcastle, and Tuttle all share a Walmart. And this is like past the Walmart. And these homes, I think they're on an acre. Yeah, they're on just a little bit less than an acre. This is 2,580 square feet. It's a 2023 build, 4-bedroom and 3-bathroom, and it's brand new, so no one's lived in this yet. So here's what this one looks like, and you can see how all the other houses are around it. Most of these people are going to do their little black chain link fences. It's pretty common. Okay, there's the front of the house. So we have brick, we have rock, we have siding, and a 3-car garage, of course. Interior, so the studies at the front, and then the tile floor. I always want to see the kitchen. There it is. Quartz countertops, two-tone. Looks pretty cool. I don't mind that. It's nice. That's how it all flows. It has cathedral ceilings. That's the primary. Oh, that's different. Quite like that. Yeah. I want to see the backyard. There we go. So it does have a little retaining wall behind it, but you can see how the views are going to be like this house sits up from the other houses, like it's on a tiny little hill. So that's really nice for this spot. 500 to 800,000 in the western part of the Oklahoma City suburbs and Oklahoma City itself. Okay, so we have just a few houses here. So this one is in Oklahoma City. It's in the Southern Preserve, and I've been out there, and I really like the area. Feels very country, but it's very close to like downtown / the FAA. Okay, so this one's $550,000. It is on half an acre, and it's a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 2,730 square feet. This one is built by Quality Brothers. I honestly have never worked with them, and it is a 2024 build, of course. So it should be done in October of 24. I'm filming in September, so it should almost be done, but they haven't updated any photos. But I really like the mock-up of this house. And then you're not gonna be able to see that, but I really like the mock-up of this house. I do like how they're kind of putting the hardy board with the brick and then the rock, and that's a really common thing to do right now. So I do think it looks really nice. All right, this one is out in Tuttle. It is $600,000 or $599. Excuse me. It's on an acre, 4-bedroom, 3 bathrooms with 2 half baths. It looks like it is also fairly ADA accessible, which is pretty cool. 3,634 square feet and built in 2001, and has a really cool pool, and that's why I wanted to look at it. There's a pool. Looks so nice, and of course, like this is probably a mock-up picture, but it's still really nice. All right, there's the front of the house, mature trees, and of course some neighbors. So this house is more than 20 years old at this point. 2001 doesn't seem that long ago. So it looks like, hold on. Yeah, it has a 5-car garage. Yeah, I knew you'd like that. So there's going to be probably 3 cars right here, and then 2 cars out in this shop building that is really fancy. So I like that. Okay, let's go the other way for a second. Walking in the front door. So this has a lot of woodwork in it, and it looks like, so these floors had been updated. So before it probably had carpet, and now it has these like engineered wood floors in the dining, which it looks like they're using as some sort of office, and then the living room. Cool. Okay, it's a really big kitchen. I would say these people travel a lot. So some of it's been updated and some of it hasn't, but it has a 5-car garage and a pool. So that's pretty awesome. So here is the backyard with the pool. It looks like it has a vinyl lining and then the expanse of the yard. All right, so this one is $777,000. It's a lot of sevens. It's out in Yukon, and it's on an acre, and it looks very rural, which is cool. It's in Canadian County. Most of Yukon, of course, is in Canadian County. And there is a neighborhood pool because it's in Timber Ridge Estates. So the HOA is $750 a year, not a month, a year. It's a 3-bedroom, 4-bathroom, and then a half bath. And it's 3526 square feet, built in 21. So yeah, five car garage on this one as well. So let's take a look. So you can see it's on like the county road here, and then the neighborhood, it's the first house, but it has a little shop, which is nice. Front of the house, a lot of different textures going on. The interior of the house. And whoa, wow. And then you have the kitchen, which is kind of two-toned, very light and bright. It's pretty nice. I like that. It looks really pretty. Yeah. Yeah, it's a really cool kitchen. Man, look at all this. It's like all the colors don't seem like they would go together, but they totally do. Yeah. With cathedral ceilings. Primary. That's the primary bathroom suite. And guys, I'm only showing you up to 800,000, and that's not the top. Like I could go up to 3 million. There's not very many though at that price. So I kind of picked a range, and that's what we were sort of sticking with. Look at that backyard. And that is totally what Oklahoma sunsets look like. Like not every single night, but probably 2 out of 7. Yeah. So the last bit that we have is going to be the north side. And I'm going to draw this map for us. And so this is the Northwest Expressway. So that's what I'm kind of drawing around right now, going all the way, whoops, up here. And I'm like, this is another little town, and these two towns like aren't really in the Oklahoma City metro, Cashin and Seward. So I'm sort of leaving those out, if you will. Okay, stop. There we go. North side. Okay. Oh, it didn't color it in for me. Why not? Come on now. There we go. I want it to be yellow. Okay. Well, that didn't really work, did it? Cool. That's fine. Maybe you'll see it better like that. There we go. Now I know you can see it. I must have missed it over here, and that's why it didn't. So towns that we have up here, still Oklahoma City in a lot of these areas, but also Piedmont, which is very popular. And then we have, like, this is all going to be Oklahoma City right here. We also have Edmond, which is a pretty large town. So it's going to be like 92,000 people, I believe. And then Arcadia, which is probably has one of the highest price points in all of Oklahoma. Not Acadia, Arcadia. And then Arcadia Lake is right here. Super popular lake. I have a couple of hikes I need to do out there. And then Luther will be some of these as well. So there's this like little, I had to get situated. There's this interesting vibe between the north side and the south side. So I live on the south side, and Norman is different than Edmond in so many different ways, not just in price point, but that's one of the big ways. So Edmond's price point is almost $100,000 higher on average than Norman's is. Yeah. It's more expensive. Also, we have to make the trek up here to go to Whole Foods and Trader Joe's because they're on the north side of Oklahoma City. They're not quite in Edmond. They're actually in Nichols Hills. Nichols Hills is an expensive little town that's so beautiful in Oklahoma City. But yeah, we definitely have to drive up there to go to Trader Joe's. A lot of times we get a little upset that some of these areas get restaurants and things before we do. And we're not really sure why that is, but they've just like chosen it. And Norman's still a really awesome place. And Edmond seems to have a lot of stuff to do, a lot of restaurants and different things that sometimes we don't get down here in Norman for some reason or other. Edmond still has a university. It is a state university, the University of Central Oklahoma. And then other spots that people work, they're going to drive into the city. I don't know what I'm saying. into Oklahoma City to work. So you can see like downtown is right here. So everything's pretty close. There's not a ton of traffic. We're still fairly situated around I-35 right here, and then using 44 to kind of make our boundary. So out in Arcadia, tons of huge properties. Some famous people tend to live out there. It's really beautiful, very hilly. Luther can be the same way. And then Piedmont is a bit flat and still beautiful, amazing homes, and it's flat in a lot of places. Yeah. Deer Creek is also up here as well, but you're not going to see that necessarily as a town on the map. I think maybe it used to be sort of a town or a settlement, but it's not quite anymore. So you have to remember that Oklahoma just became a state in 1907, which sounds like a bazillion years ago, but it definitely was not. It was just in the last century. Guthrie, which is this little town up here, and I have quite a few people who really like it, is used to be the capital of Oklahoma City. And me and Handsome is my husband. We went up there recently and we did a hike in Guthrie. Actually, it was more like in Seward, but still Guthrie. It had a Guthrie address. Let's go into some of the houses that you may find here in this north side area of Oklahoma City. Okie dokie. So I have our first price range at 100 to 300,000 for this entire area. Okay. Oh wait. Just kidding. There we go. That makes more sense. Okay, so I have our price range of $100,000 to $300,000 set for this entire area, and we have 222 homes. So let's take a look. Turn that to this, and some of these are going to be condos more so than other places. Like there were some condos in Norman, but this area is going to have way more condos than any other area. So just keep that in mind, okay? Some of them are super nice and I love them. I would live in a condo, but when the husband won't, right? So out of these 222 homes, the average size is 3 bedrooms, which is shocking, and then 2 bathrooms, and we're going to be around that 1,500 square feet for average, and then the build year is going to be that average of 2006 to 2011. Very good. Let's take a look, see what we got. See what we've got. I try not to show you too many condos because not everyone loves them, and there are some really nice ones. So if you want to see some of them, just let me know. Okay, I picked this. I like this little Henderson Hills neighborhood. This is $200,000. It is in Edmond. It is going to be a bit of an investor special. It is 4 bedroom, 2 bathroom, and 1983 build. And it is, yes, going to be an opportunity. Let's have a look. It's got a tile roof. Wow, we don't see that very much here. That is tile. All right, so some of the, it's gutted. So for 222,000 in Edmond at 2,000 square feet, you're getting a gutted house. I doubt it'll sell for that much if it hasn't sold yet, but that's what you get. It does have a pretty nice lot, however. So, yep. Different, very different. All right, so this little house is up in Edmond. It is $250,000. It's on a regular city lot, 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, 1,756 square feet, and built in 1982. And yeah, so it's in South Edmond, not up in North Edmond. So there are 3 high schools in Edmond, I think. Yeah. So here, I think it's a really cute looking little house. Here's what the interior looks like. So a lot of that older 80s style wood still, bookshelves, etc. Still has that kind of cathedral ceiling look. Of course, it's not going to be as tall as the new houses. And then nothing is really updated in here. It still has popcorn ceilings. The countertop is actually updated. So that's really nice. It has a lot of counter space. And then still the carpet and everything. So it's definitely not perfect, but some things like this have been updated. And then there's the kitchen. So none of it's really been updated. It just like they've kept the cabinets clean. Like those old wood cabinets are really nice. And then it's not, of course, open to the living room at all. Okay. And then this is the backyard. So when you see grass not growing, it's just because there's too much shade and grass doesn't really like shade. So sometimes it doesn't grow very well. But that's what the backyard looks like for this one. Okay, perfect. So this one is 290,000. It's on an acre. It's going to be way up in North Edmond. It's actually in Logan County. So some people really like living in Logan County because the property taxes are so low. So Guthrie is in Logan County. The rest of Edmond's going to be in Oklahoma County. So then sometimes people will drive in Logan County and realize that there's a lot of dirt roads. There's a lot of dirt roads because their taxes aren't very high, and property taxes are how you build roads, like pave them. So keep that in mind. So this is up in Logan County. It's on an acre. Oh, we didn't go over our stuff. 290,000. It's a 2020 build and 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,600 square feet. So let's take a look at this. So you can see the trees all around. It looks like they have a tiny little spot fenced in. Not everyone fences in their entire backyard. Here's the interior. So it's an open floor plan to the rest of the house. Pretty basic. It looks like it does have no carpet, maybe. There's a standalone tub. It's really nice. And they have a little gym set up. So here's the backyard. You can see they've got a little like dog run maybe set up here. And then it's just a little, it's set on like a tiny hill, and it looks like they have a storm shelter off to the right as well. Okay, so now we have our 300,000 to 500,000. I did set this at a minimum of five, half an acre because you guys like that. All right, let's have a look, see what we've got. All right, so this one is going to be in, way kind of North Edmond. It's on 2.5 acres, 320,500, 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,900 square feet, and built in 1977. So this is in Canlis. There's a bunch of like different areas that look like this specifically in Edmond. So this one has a lot of trees, and it doesn't have a paved driveway, but man, is that gorgeous. And then they didn't take the greatest interior shots, but we can at least see what's going on. So they painted the fireplace black and then did their tile floor. Here's the kitchen. So all of this has been redone. I don't know if it was all redone at the same time, but it has all been redone. This is not what it looked like in 1977. That's a very interesting photo. So this is like leftover stuff from 1977 that they just kind of repainted because it would have all been wood whenever, in 1977. There's the dining room area that looks like they've turned into a little play area. And then we want to see, that is a tiny little shower. We want to see the backyard. I know I'm going fast. You got to keep up. Okay. Storm shelter. That's what you see down there at the bottom. Looks like there's maybe the semblance of a fence and then a bunch of really mature trees and a shop. And what is that called? Not a pergola, a round pergola. You know what I'm saying? It's been too long. It's been a long day. That's a really beautiful property though. Like I'm pretty impressed with that. So yeah. So that's 320,000. All right. So this one is 435,000, or at least that's what it's listed at. And it's a 4-bed, 3-bath, 2,900 square feet, built in 1994 on half an acre. So we definitely see that it's a 90s build. This is like quintessential 90s, right? So let's have a look at this property. It's a pretty big front yard. So you're set back from the street. And there you can see the beautiful backyard and the rest of the neighborhood. And I don't know where that is in relation to this house, but cool. Looks like those are real wood floors in this house. That is not super normal, but makes sense for the 90s. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. I love that. So that's like a den. And then here's the kitchen. So a completely closed off kitchen, pretty much, like there's no door to it, but it's not going to be open at all to the living room or anything like that. Oh, that's really nice. Okay. I really like that, how they did that. I really like the tile floor. And we already saw the backyard. So let's move on. All right, here's a house out in Arcadia for $500,000. It is on 3 acres, 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 2,700 square feet, and it's in Luther School District, not in Edmond. So some of the kids for Arcadia will go to Edmond and some will go to Luther, but honestly, here in Oklahoma, you can pretty much send your kid wherever you want. Okay. So here's a little house. I like the little porch. And let me see what this. Yeah, it's 6-car garage. Okay, that's what I thought. So, 2-story, has some tile in it. There we go. Oh, that's beautiful. Nice. 500,000 is, it's a lot, but for Arcadia, it makes sense. Oh, they still have Formica on those countertops. So it's like been redone, but like not completely redone. Nice. This is the upstairs. Okay. I want to see the backyard. Oh, there's 4 of the garages. So the house has 2 and this shop has 4. So perfect for people dealing with like classic cars, motorcycles, boats. That'd be fun. That's what that looks like inside. And there's the backyard. So plenty of trees. It looks like one side has a fence, but it's not fenced all the way around. All right, I changed to 500 to 950,000, and I'm going to change our acreage all the way up to 10 because we'll see some really interesting things. So here we go. So this one is out in Piedmont, so that's going to be west of Edmond, and it's on an acre, 531,500, 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 2,671 square feet, and built in 2007. And here's what it looks like. All right, so they have a shop. It's on like a kind of a little country road and no fences. So it looks like they have hand-scraped wood floors. And there's the kitchen. So kind of this like country feel to it. Definitely 2007, but still looks up to date, right? And then it was a 4-bedroom. So they have quite a bit of furniture in here. So it's actually a pretty big space. It may need a repainting. And then this, why is there green carpet? Cool. And then this is the primary bathroom suite. But it's an Australian closet, so it goes all the way around. It's really nice. Okay, and we just want to get to the backyard to see. Yep, there it is. So they have a storm shelter in the backyard. So here's the thing with the storm shelters, and everyone asks me, storm shelters, some people don't like them in the garage because they don't want stuff on top of them if there's damage, and that makes sense to me. Honestly, it's just like, it's going to keep you safe. You're not living in it. So, whatever's going to keep you safe, like you're going to get in it when you need to get in it. That's the way this works. So I really like the covered patio on this one. It looks really nice. And they do have a little fenced in area for their backyard and shop. It's a really nice spot. I like that. Okay, here's a $629,000 house out in Arcadia. And this is in Edmond School District. It is 4-bedroom, 4.5 bathroom, 2,795 square feet, and it's brand new. I love these little houses. And it's on Wild Pony Road. How fun. So here's the front. So they did that siding with brick and a little bit of cedar accents. So that's really nice. 3-car garage. And, oh, yes, I like that. Really big back porch. Like this is how they're building a lot of new builds because they know that people want this big back porch area. And the inside's very light and bright. My goodness. So they're still finishing up a few things, but still very light and bright throughout the house. The kitchen is fully open to the living room, but there's cathedral ceilings. So that makes a big difference. And then lots of trees out back. That one's nice. Okay, so on this one, I went all the way up to 950,000. So let's take a look at this house in Edmond and Addington Farms. So it's on an acre, 932,000. And it is in a gated neighborhood, 4 bedroom, 4 bathroom, 3260 square feet, and it is brand new. And of course, they don't even have a pool. Ugh. Oh man. Okay. I This one, of course, still has the brick, the cedar, and the siding. This is the trend right now, right? Here's the interior. So they did a lot more wood. Wood is definitely coming back in as like cabinets and stuff like that because it just looks so natural and warm. And this one does look like it's fully open to the living room. I'm not sure how I feel about this wood cabinet color with the floors, but it'll look different whenever furniture's in it. That's for sure. I do like that, like kind of built in on the side there. So it has a pot filler because people love that. This is the butler's pantry, so where you can hide your mess. That's like my tagline for the butler's pantry, where you can hide your mess. And let's see. Oh yeah, there's the fireplace. This is the kind of trend I'm seeing with the fireplaces too. Like the mantle is kind of this squared off and not as like country looking. It's a little bit more modern. So this is a really interesting house. Really big. Oh, they did the checkers. Okay, I kind of like it. Let me know if you like it. I like that. Gives it an edge. Very cool. Very cool house. I do hope that this tour was very helpful for you. Leave me a comment if you need to know anything else, or go ahead and give me a call or send me an email or get on my website and I will talk with you later. Definitely go and watch this video next.